Okay, we're back here at the building, just doing a quick pit stop. You can see that we've got the bad spots of the wall painted, kind of primed. We ended up using some Kilz, and same thing we got back here. You can see on the walls there. It was like a moldy type substance, so it's just nice to encapsulate that. And then we're gonna do, we don't really need to paint the room, but I think we might paint the room anyway, just so it doesn't look like that forever. You know, because you're gonna be making pit stops here frequently, make sure everything's running correctly. And I'm just looking here at the boxes of stuff. This is a RX 580. Every rig mine's 6 cards, at least all of our rigs. There's rigs that'll run like a lot of cards. I think 6 is probably the most common. A lot of people run 8. And then you can do more, but I just think the more cards you're running on one rig, the more variables there are, and I just like 6. 6 is kind of the magic number for me. All right, so not a whole lot to show. Antminers are still down there. Those are, actually there's 90% are Antminer S9s mining Bitcoin. There's a few Litecoin miners and some Siacoin miners. I think there's 3 Litecoin miners and 2 Sia miners. It's weird. We've been offline for almost a month and a half, so 2 months maybe. No, it's been longer than that. It's been probably closer to 3, which is brutal. But as I mentioned, we're much closer. Plus, it's easier to do pit stops in the evenings and make sure everything's going. So, or fix the stuff that isn't going. When these guys came over on the however they came over from China, because they're made in, I know I'm not saying this right, but this is the way I've always said it, Shenzhen. I actually heard a native speaker say it. It's totally different than that. So I'll have to learn the right way. But one of the shipments got stuck at customs, and so they tore the box open, made sure it was not something bad, and to let us know that they're the ones that opened the box, they gave us that they put that over the tape area that they cut, so they retaped it and put that over it, letting us know that they were the ones that were in there. And I just thought it kind of looked cool on the power wall. All right, so we're gonna start getting stuff online quick. So power's ready to go, and we just have to start making the connections. Okay, so right here, this rack right there has, I've spent the last few minutes taking stuff off of it, but that's the 3rd rack for the S9s, for the Antminers. So the Antminers are all the ASICs. All the ASICs. Antminer is like the brand, the company name, and then there's the S9, which is the Bitcoin miner, and then there's they all have their acronyms, right? And so Bitmain is the company, and then each of the individual units have their own, not acronym, but designation. Like I think the Antminer is the A4, So I'm going to get that rack cleared off, and then we're going to move it into the room. Okay, so we just got the third one in here. And I guess I should say we, I mean me. I'm the only one, I'm the only one here right now. But I guess we, like all of us. These are all for the Antminers. So it's actually perfectly spaced. So that rack is full. We put the power supplies on the top, and then they loop down, and then the miner sits here. So this row here, the short rows, are all Antminers with their power supplies on top. Top, Antminer, top, Antminer. We're missing, or is it? These shelves I don't believe are correctly positioned anymore. That's the problem. But that's how it goes. How would they have gotten changed? That's a quandary. Well, let's look at the spacing of that one down there. So maybe it is, I don't remember there being that much distance, but there probably was. I probably made it that much distance because it was the proper length of the wiring. So I'm thinking miners, power supply, miners, power supply, and then unused. There's racks that are pulled over here. Maybe that's what's throwing things off. Yeah, because we used to have, at least one of these had an upper shelf where I have the, down here we have the, in one of those bins, we have the switch, the network switch, and that used to go up here. So we're gonna have to figure out what the status is with these rows, but I'm sure we haven't changed these. These things are a pain to change. So my expectation, gotta balance them. There's adjustable legs at the bottom. I think I'm just missing top shelves, have been removed for some reason, and then it should all make sense again. Cause yeah, look down there. Maybe I'm just running 2 rows. So if we look at this one down here at the end, the bottom has the miners, the second shelf up has the power supplies. So the same thing here, miners, power supplies, miners, power supplies. Same thing here, miners, power supplies, miners, power supplies. That's what it is. And actually the router goes here. I think it's just plugged in. I don't think I put it up really high, I think it's there. So I think we have 2 rows of miners there and 1 row of miners at the end, if I recall correctly, with a router on the middle rack. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for today. Just a quick pit stop here at the end of the day, move the rack in, and we will update again mañana. We're trying to get everything up and running here in the next week or so. So more updates tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye-bye.